Get ready to be blasted by a wave of nostalgia as Boruto teams up with Sasuke and the Kage to save Naruto and to stop Momoshiki in the Otsutsuki invasion. I cannot stress how excited I am for the next episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, as we're finally getting to the climactic battle of this arc. And if it's half as good as the movie version, it's going to be really memorable. And the fact that it's going to be very different this time around, as Orishiki is going to be involved. Yes, a brand new villain who is introduced in this arc, and I'm very anxious to see what he's actually going to do in the big final battle finale of the Otsutsuki invasion arc. What I will say is this episode right here played out almost exactly like the movie version. However, there are some key differences, and this episode still manages to hit in a very emotional way, and that's because we finally get to see that Boruto is finally realizing why Naruto does what he does, why he's so important to the village, and why he's willing to risk his very own life and body just to save the people that he loves. It took a massive invasion, a lot of his friends getting hurt, and a lot of civilians almost getting killed, but still, it's an important stepping stone for Boruto. He's truly going to grow as a character a lot after this arc right here, and we're actually getting to see it before our very eyes. But basically, this entire episode is all about Boruto realizing all of the damage that has been caused by Momoshiki and his invaders. He's also very upset over the fact that, one, he was not able to help out his father, and two, he pretty much betrayed everyone by cheating in the Chunin exams. And he gets a lot of dirty looks from people, and there's a lot of moments in this episode which did not exist in the movie version that I really appreciated, like the confrontations that Boruto actually had with Shikadai twice in this episode. The first time he just runs past him, but you can absolutely cut that tension with a knife. It's not until the end of the episode where he decides to go off and Shikadai shows that he's such an awesome and caring friend by actually just giving Boruto some encouragement as he prepares to go into a ridiculous battle that frankly he probably shouldn't go to, but this is going to be an important moment for his character. He's Sasuke's secret weapon, so to speak. But really, the rest of this episode is basically Boruto just realizing all of the harm that was caused and just desperately trying to realize why his father is so important to everyone. It's not until he discovers his original jacket and Sasuke meets him that he realizes why Sasuke was always telling him to not look at Naruto now, but to look at the way that he was in the past. He never really delved too much into the way Naruto was as a child. While he didn't have a family, he also didn't realize that he was also kind of an orphan, and he never had an opportunity to know his family in the first place. A lot of that comes from the fact that he resents Naruto because he just seems to ignore his current family at the moment, but then he realizes that the entire village itself is Naruto's family. They were his family when he was a child. They hated him. They did not even want anything to do with him. They thought he was a monster at first, but he eventually gained their admiration, their love, their friendship, and they ended up being the most important thing to him. That's when he really realized that, oh man, I really screwed up here. And what I think might be the best symbolic moment of this entire series thus far, and one of the greatest moments from the movie, which is brought here, is the fact that Boruto decides to wear Naruto's old jacket, but he also is inheriting Sasuke's old headband with a scratch mark through it. What I really love about this is that, one, he's embracing the teachings of both Naruto and Sasuke at this moment, and when he actually wears both of these items together, frankly, it just sends a chill down my spine. It's made even more crazy by the fact that when Hinata actually sees Boruto dressed this way, she just can't help but think of her beloved husband. And of course, all the other Kage are going to be joining Sasuke and Boruto as they decide to go and take down Momoshiki and Kinshiki, and it's going to be awesome! So what's the rundown on this episode of Boruto? Well, I really just don't have that much to say about this one, as it is kind of just a setup for the finale, and if you've seen the movie, well, you've been down this road before. There are some important details about this episode that I do like, though, and they actually sort of propel the storytelling a little bit, so to speak. One, in the movie version, Mitsuki was fine. Nothing bad actually happened to him, and he was just sort of not a part of the final battle of that movie, which was kind of a shame. At least here they have a reason for why he's not involved. After Orishiki used his crazy fishhook to take his chakra out of his body, he's pretty much going to be out of commission. They imply that he might not be able to recover and he's in critical condition, but come on, we're gonna see Mitsuki again. They wouldn't get rid of the character at this point in the series. They just needed a more logical excuse to actually keep him behind. Same thing for Sarada as well. She's the only one with a Sharingan eye, so she's gonna be staying behind, which means Boruto truly is going to be the only, like, young, inexperienced ninja that's going to be a part of this big battle. And, man, guys, I just can't wait to see how they're actually going to play it out, because if it does follow the movie storyline, like, the next episode is just going to be pure raw action nonstop, and it might even come really close to actually concluding the story. Considering that this is an adaptation, however, of not only the movie version, but also the manga version of Boruto, I expect there to also be some big changes down the road for actually how this is all going to end up going, and I really hope that they manage to add some new things to this and don't just outright copy everything from the film. The preview indicates that we are going to see a lot of those elements, but the fact that Urashiki is here, I think, is going to add something of a wild card element to this story. There is the potential that he might actually go to Konoha Village and attack them. At least that's what the preview kind of indicates, but I can't wait to see who he's actually going to fight against, and I'm really anxious to see if they're going to give him really good animation like they do the other characters in this big battle which is coming up, which is sure to just absolutely blow people away who have never actually seen the movie before. Trust me when I say you guys are going to want to stay tuned for this. I've heard a lot of people say that the upcoming battle in the movie version is arguably the best fight of the entire series. I'm not sure it is for me, but it's incredibly flashy and over-the-top in the best ways possible. If you just love, like, ridiculous over-the-top anime fights with lots of spectacle, then you're going to love the next episode. And I imagine, like I said, they're probably going to stretch it into 2, maybe even more. I'm just really anxious to see what they're going to do here. But this episode did a great job of just showing how low Boruto is at this moment, finally realizing the importance of his father and why he does what he does, and the amazing scene of him dressing up like his younger father and wearing Sasuke's headband. Just that's the type of stuff that I just love from the Naruto series. That being said, though, it was mostly just a setup for the finale, but it was a really well done setup. I truly loved it. I loved all the emotional moments in this episode. I loved the Shikadai scenes that they added. I just love this arc right here, and I can't wait to see more from it. There were way too many flashbacks in this episode. I thought this brought one down for me a little bit, but it's clear that they're trying to save all that action for the next episode. They truly want to give the viewers something to just completely blow their minds with, and that's what we're going to get. But this episode right here was really solid. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. You can tell me all of them in the comment section below, and what you hope to see from the next episode and the conclusion of the Otsutsuki invasion arc. Let's start a discussion, guys. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, stay down, baby.